Let me share with you how to banish your thoughts. Let me show with you how to shift your negative thoughts into positive thoughts so you can really create the reality that you want. As you know, thoughts are extremely powerful when applied with emotion, but you want to catch them. You want to catch your negative thoughts before it leads into emotion, before it leads into you reprogramming yourself into personalities and behaviors that don't align with the success that you want. So with that said, let's get started. Hey greatness, it's Gavin here from Wake Up Fulfilled. Welcome back to my channel. I'm a subconscious mind specialist and I help people reprogram their subconscious personality. We're going to be talking about banishing negative thoughts, and how to do that I'm going to show you 3 ways to banish negative thoughts so you can have more positive thoughts. It's said that people who are living in the average life have around 70,000 thoughts per day. Okay, 70,000 thoughts per day, and the majority of those thoughts are negative thoughts, right? And we don't want negative thoughts, right? And it's said that people who are athletes, CEOs, people who work for, big companies and stuff like that have around 20,000 thoughts per day. And a majority of those thoughts are positive thoughts. And so we want to reprogram ourselves to the point where we have a majority positive thoughts, but we reduce the amounts of thoughts that we have as well. So we can do things like meditation to calm down our mind. We can get rid of traumas and limiting beliefs and all these things to really hone in and control the mind and direct it to positive outcomes. That's one of the keys to success, is being the captain of your ship and directing your mind and emotions to positive outcomes, the outcomes that you want to create. And this tool that I'm going to be sharing with you today, the 3 steps I'm going to be sharing with you today, is going to help you be more positive, get more stuff done. It's going to be able to make you feel more positive and be more happy and fulfilled, and manifest and create those things that you want into your life. All right, so the first one is, when you get a negative thought, is you want to use the word really. So if you have a negative thought, I'm fat, like it just comes into your mind, you don't even do it consciously. I'm fat, or I'm ugly, or I'm not good at that. Really, Gavin, really? Right, that's what you want to do. Okay, really. So your mind's like, what we tend to do is we let it be. Like we say those things, whether it's in our head or out loud, we say it, and then we convince ourselves of it more and more, and then we find out more how it's true. Confirmation bias. We confirm how it's true. Well, look at this fat right here, like I have fat, or look at this pimple, or whatever it is. You find something, you find confirmation of that thing. Is it true? No, it's not true. It's the way you're perceiving reality right now through the belief systems. You are pure love awareness, and you are the awareness of your ego. You are the awareness of your mind. And so we have to understand, only the ego can say, I'm ugly, I'm not good at this, I'm bad, I'm blah, 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 all these negative thoughts. So when it comes to a negative thought in your mind or out loud, you say out loud, really, Gavin, really? So it's like, really, and you're having like this conversation with it until it's like, not really, it's not true, right? So you want to get to the point where your mind's just like, no, it's not true, I'm not ugly, all this stuff, okay? So be careful what you say to yourself. Be careful of the conversations you're having. And the key to doing that is just developing this key principle, which is called awareness, becoming aware of the negative thought. You are not the mind, you are not the emotions, you are the awareness of the emotions and the mind. And so the more that we can practice building the muscle of being aware, the more that we can realize all of these negative thoughts that we have and do something about it. I'm not saying to like be totally like, fixated on trying to fix yourself, because that's a negative thought within itself. Okay, you are perfect, you are infinite, you are love. Okay, it's just the ego that's been wired the wrong way. And as soon as you can realize that, you'll realize how powerful you really are. All right, when you realize how powerful you really are and that you're the awareness of the mind and emotions, it can radically change your life. And so build that muscle of awareness. All right, nothing's neither good or bad. It's our thinking that makes it so. And so the way that we perceive something is what creates our reality. Really, Gavin? Really? Right? And so you would use your name, by the way. You don't want to use my name, of course. Like, okay, so the next one is, let me just write it down here. How do you know? How do you know? Okay, so negative thought comes up in your mind, and like, how do you know? How do you know that? Like, how do you know that I'm ugly? That's a powerful question to ask your subconscious mind. How do you know that I'm bad at this thing? How do you know that I'm not creative? Okay, because as soon as you ask, how do you know, your subconscious mind has to give you proof. And if it doesn't have any proof, it dismantles the belief, it dismantles the thoughts. And so sometimes it will have proof, right? Sometimes it will say, well, you know, this happened to me and that happened to me, or this thing happened, or, you know, this is evidence of it. All right. And then you say, how do you know that? Right. And so you keep on saying, how do you know? You keep on saying it and saying it and saying it until it doesn't have any substance anymore. Because what I understand about the subconscious mind, if you ask it enough questions, it cannot longer think the same way anymore. It can't. It's impossible. Okay, you just have to ask it the right questions. And these are questions that you can ask it. The first one is really, really. The second one is, how do you know? How do you know that? How do you know? Show me proof. Give me evidence. Yeah, this, and this. Yeah, show me how that's true. Da, da, da. Show me how that's true. And keep on going and going and going and going and going until you dismantle the thought process. Okay, very, very powerful. And by the way, when you use this process, really, how do you know? What happens is it clears. Remember we were speaking about lessening the thoughts? That's what you're doing. You are lessening your thoughts. You're bringing it down to the 20,000 thoughts per day. And then a majority of your thoughts will be positive because you don't have all of these negative patterns firing in your mind. Okay. Now, this for me is like what I do, and this work is my life. And I see it as athletics. I see it as, you know, I just drank some blackstrap molasses. Okay. I made 2 videos. I was feeling tired. Like, oh man, how am I going to finish these videos? So it's a sport to me. I drank some blackstrap molasses. Now I feel a lot of energy. I'm ready to go. And so when it comes to shifting my subconscious mind and creating my reality, I see it as a sport, right? I don't see it as just something. I see it as my lifestyle. Do you know what I mean? Because I know through working on myself, it's going to bring good karma points. I know through working on myself, it's going to help a lot of people. I know through working on myself, it makes a legacy. It creates a legacy. It creates a vibrational legacy as well. And so I see myself as an athlete when it comes to the work that I do. If you're really serious about transforming your life, you need to see yourself as an athlete when it comes to this stuff. Because athletes, they put the work in, right? They work on themselves, they shift themselves, they take supplements, they work really hard, right? They do the things that lead to them winning that race, or, you know, jumping over that big high jump, or pole vault, or doing the javelin, or whatever it is. They work really hard, or whether they're a soccer player, football player, basketball player, you know, rugby, American football, whatever it is, they work and train to create what it is that they want. It's the same as, you know, getting that lifestyle that you want, that car that you want, the home that you want. You've got to see yourself a little bit as an athlete. And I do believe you can create success through ease and grace. I do believe that you can be in that energy and create success. However, that can still be athleticism. It can still be like working hard. You're working hard on being calm and being in that flow state. It all takes some sort of work. And so, I don't know where I was going with that, but hopefully it was useful to you. Okay. So how do you know? How do you know subconscious mind? How do you know thoughts? How do you know that? Right. And as you begin to ask that, it dismantles the thoughts. The last one here is that 100%, okay, I'm just going to write the word true here, okay, is that 100% true? Okay, is that 100% true? So when that negative thought comes into your mind, Oh, I can't make a lot of money. Oh, it's going to take a lot of time for me to make a lot of money. Oh, I'll never find the right one, or I never find the boyfriend that I want, or the girlfriend that I want, the wife, husband. Oh, it's going to take a long time for me to heal myself. What? Really? How do you know? Is it 100% true? Right? So you ask these questions. Your mind's like, huh? Well, that, what? Now, you don't need to ask one of them. You can ask all of them at the same time. Really? How do you know? Is it 100% true? Like, you keep asking these questions. Your mind's like, whoa. Like, it can't, grasp. Because you're asking it a question, you're questioning what it thinks. And so as soon as you question what it thinks, it has to think differently. It has to think in a different perspective. Okay? So how do you know? Is that 100% true? That it's going to take a long time? People assume when it comes to trauma, when I want to do trauma, it's going to take years to overcome this trauma because they've been through it for years. It's the main thing that comes up in sessions when I'm working with people is that they think it's going to take so long to heal something or overcome something. And that's because they've been dealing with it for a long time. Their logic says, if it's taken a long time, if I've been going through this for such a long time, it's going to take a long time for me to eradicate. That's not always the math. Okay, sometimes you can eradicate something immediately. So I've worked with people where they have sexual trauma, emotional abuse, narcissistic abuse. Things happen to them, boom. And within one session, completely reprogrammed them, and they cannot believe they've changed so fast. In fact, they changed so fast that they can't even believe that they've changed so fast, and they're afraid of being able to change so fast. And it's like, Gavin, this doesn't feel right. I've been dealing with this for so long. I'm scared. I'm afraid that this has changed so fast. And it's weird. Their mind is like, whoa, how is this even possible? Because they were thinking the same way for so long that it's going to take a long time to see the results. It's not necessarily true. You can reprogram your subconscious mind easily and quickly when you know how. This process that I'm sharing with you is deprogramming. It's not necessarily reprogramming. It's deprogramming. You're unlearning. You're pulling out the garbage. Remember, we're going from 70,000 thoughts to 20,000 thoughts. All right, that's what we're doing here, deprogramming. So what I do with my clients is I deprogram them first. You deprogram before you reprogram. Okay, you take away the garbage so you can impregnate or implant or install the new beliefs, the new ways of thinking, the new personalities. And that's what really transforms people really quickly. What most people are trying to do when it takes so long to see the changes, when you go to therapy and you're going to a Tony Robbins event. I've been to Tony Robbins events. They're amazing. I'm not putting them down at any way or shape or form. When you go and do these things, or you're using affirmations, or you're doing hypnosis, or you're doing all of these different techniques or on the internet, what you're doing is installing more, right? But there's still this stuff that you haven't dealt with. You want to pull that out from the roots, right? You want to throw that away. And once you get rid of it, you're throwing it in the trash. It's no longer a part of your being. Guess what? You have a clean slate. And when you install these new things now, it works way better, okay? So when you do this stuff, let's say you want to reprogram on a subliminal about money and making more money. You're listening to the subliminal, you're trying to layer more stuff on. What you should do in the process is deprogram. So when you have a thought about money, you check your bank, you're like, right? Or something comes out of your bank account and you forgot about that bill or whatever it is, right? Really? How do you know? Is it true? Right? You question why you feel that way, right? And eradicate that out of your being. The more you do that, the more positive you're going to feel about money. And so when you listen to the subliminals, they're going to work way better. You see how that works? All right? This is really, really powerful stuff. That's how you banish negative thoughts. If you have any questions, leave the comment below. And I answer my questions every Friday. So if you've got any questions, leave those below. And be sure to like and comment. I really appreciate you watching my videos all the way through. It makes a lot of difference when you do that. So we recently launched a new program called Neutrality Shifting Life Mastery. And Neutrality Shifting Life Mastery teaches you more about this kind of stuff and how to reprogram yourself on an identity level, on a personality level, to really change your life very quickly, okay? Not over years, right? I'm talking about very quickly, All right, over the next 6 weeks, your life can completely transform through shifting your subconscious mind. Extremely powerful stuff. Now, we are looking for new applicants. There's a website called neutralityshifting.com above or below this video, and you can sign up for your free subconscious mind diagnosis session to see what's going on in your subconscious mind, and then we'll see whether or not you're fit for the Neutrality Shifting Life Mastery program. All right, so that's about it for this video. Hope you enjoyed these steps. Really? How do you know? Is that 100% true? And remember to keep learning, keep growing, keep expanding, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.